Sometimes I was trying to remember his name. Dave and I were talking to the hospice. And her dad was dispatched. And that her mom was talking about trying to get the hospice. They probably needed to. And I was trying to find the hospice that took care of my mom.
Doesn't get any better.
Dang it. I said, I'm gonna have to text my sister Shirley.
Yeah. Wait 15 more years and see what happens.
The live stream is on, everybody.
Does that mean we have to just?
Jeff, how are you?
It had it was kind of a weird name.
I don't hear very well.
And
It's the age, right?
absent, so I don't call him
Who's that?
Patrick, his mother.
Oh, sorry about that.
I think she had a cancer, I think, and got cancer, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think she passed away this morning or.
Does anybody want to sign up for unscheduled public appearance?
When my mother passed away, I lost family history. And strangely enough,
I didn't even notice that.
my his dad passed away.
I ran back down.
About every family member, I mean, I never a little kid like that.
Yeah. You hit that song pretty hard.
Yeah, that's a sad thing, you know, and.
Hey, Shane, how you doing?
Today,
It's been a long day, ain't it? These are long days for me.
Like the stories.
But I'm here.
Thank you. Like,
Huh? Oh, you did a really good job. I didn't mean to call you today, but I just hadn't got to it. But you know, you did a good job.
be sure.
So I'm assuming that's a plan of correction, action plan.
well, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, I guess.
How you doing? Good. Keeping an eye on my grandson. He made me some little. He wanted something called Minecraft. I told him, hey, I said, look, Nancy got. Oh, what y'all talking about? I ain't got no kids. So it was something Nancy told me what it was. So I go to Walmart and get some type of Minecraft, whatever it is. Like Lego to me, but I guess it's some new stuff kids. Yeah. So he comes up the other day. I'm in the back room. He comes in the back. Hey! I said, come on back here. He said, I made you something. I looked at it. I don't know.
Does anybody want to sign up for
I said,
unscheduled public appearance?
baby, what is it? He told me it was a book. He just looked like a little man. So I had to put it in my carryover. Yeah. You know, yesterday we were at church. And he says, hey, Paul, look at this. He had a
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
It's Monday. Do what?
Get the stuff thing, he said, I'll just let you guys do.
Yeah.
a little boy and a little old man.
Well, I don't know. You talking about what I'm talking about?
He showed me that car.
What are you talking
I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's cool. He goes, yeah. I said, I built that. It's Legos. And he started pulling the bumpers. Yeah. So he built that with that Minecraft stuff. Yeah, with those Legos stuff. Yeah. Yeah, he started pulling the bumper off the back and everything else. So that's you can, yeah. I'm old. Well, they have these big, huge kits that you can, they'll spend $1,500.
Last call. Anybody want to sign up for unscheduled public appearance?
Legos. Right. What is this? I've got police officers there that they do that. Yeah.
What's
Hey,
going on?
dog.
What's going on?
Not too much. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's amazing some of the stuff they can do.
When Miss French starts talking, she wanted just pass this around. We already have. Oh, you already passed it? Hey, Gayla,
Yes, sir.
Miss French wants y'all to look at that.
Oh.
Just look and pass it. It's ready, Ron, to give it.
Do what?
Patrick not gonna be here tonight? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Rick Freeman. Did Violet send you an email or anything? I'm here on her behalf tonight, so she had a whole lot of family emergency with her aunt's in the hospital. So that's
If he's handed out.
Yeah, I've got one.
There'll be 3 meetings and the last one,
Okay,
but maybe a long night.
okay.
Thank you.
The Lord does yesterday, Amazon Okay. I'd like to call the City of Wagoner regular business meeting June 2nd at 6:02. We have Miss Lisa Sayers here from the Lighthouse to open us up in prayer.
Going to prayer this afternoon. Our gracious, most wonderful Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to this meeting tonight, united with a common purpose to make the best possible decisions, God, that we can make for this community. We know, Lord, that these decisions are hard sometimes and they're not easy to make. God, we're asking for your wisdom and your knowledge and your understanding to do what's best for this wonderful community that we live in. We pray, God, that we effectively and humbly make these decisions, and we just ask you, Lord, to bring the knowledge that we need and the understanding that we need. We pray that you bless this, and just may the peace of God rest upon this meeting tonight, and decisions are made. And we just thank you, Lord, for all you're doing for us. I know, Lord, that it's hard for them. And Lord, we need to hold them up in prayer. And we just ask you, God, to bless them, to help them, and to lift us up, Lord, and just bless our community all the way around. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Bob?
Salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, consider approval of minutes of May 5th and 27th, 2025.
Discussion?
I'll make that motion to approve minutes.
Second. Have a motion, second. Please call the roll.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Excuse me, real quick. I gotta grab my rest of my package. I left it at home. Go ahead, Rhonda.
Item number 4, consider approval or denial of claims for May 2025 to include city numbers 2009 through 237 are manual warrants, EMS numbers 134 to 145 are manual warrants, Economic Development Fund numbers 21 and 22, City Capital Project number 5, and PD Drug Enforcement Fund number 1.
Okay, I just can't find where I had it at now.
Let's see here. Who took the CDL, is that street department? Yeah, it was. Or, yeah.
Well, no, there was some in water distribution too. Little George Scroggs, he passed his, I know.
Both Glenn Murphy? Glenn Murphy. Okay, and what computers do we need for the police department? Is that like a necessity or?
Yeah, they were so far behind, they wouldn't update at all. Wouldn't operate the systems that we have for our crashes and citations.
And we replaced a remote for a TV. Is that TV out in the hall? Is what? You have a TV in your office?
Yeah, I haven't turned it on since I think it's has been around. But actually, it's my computer to make it
Is this a new checking account or new fund account?
No.
No.
Further discussion?
Who's looking? Let's see here. Okay, what was purchased at Walmart through the police department for $178.40? I can't make that out. And I think you put a 3-year contract on it, plan, is it?
Air conditioner for the
Okay. All right. And then we had a couple paid outs. What was they for? Paid outs, let's see, for $80-some and, there's your paid outs.
Petty cash, you're talking about petty cash?
Yeah, petty cash, yeah.
We got new police cars. I had to go tag new police cars. One of them, I can't remember, without looking at the claim, I don't know exactly right now. I mean, and I don't always necessarily make those payouts. That is kept in my office, but the cashier sometimes make the payouts to them. They have to bring us receipts.
I guess that was it. Does your dog food not, your K-9 doesn't eat the regular dog food, or that's special dog food? Okay.
Entertain a motion?
So made. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Butler.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Item number 5 is the mayor's report.
So for the city, with the police department, we have Jamie Powell. She's not here either.
We made him aware, I'm not sure. I haven't heard from him.
And Public Works? Who? Oh, okay. Is Braxton out there, Jimmy? Okay. And for the Public Works, we have Braxton Hardcastle. He started out as our maintenance person. Now he's working for us at the sewer plant. Like Smokey says, he'll save you on Sunday and arrest you on Monday.
Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, let's see here. Next, gonna go over the the Memorial Day banners. We'll have 10 for sale next year as of right now. There are 30 in total, 20 from 2025, 10 new ones from this year. If residents would like one for next year for their loved one, please contact the PR next February. Last week, our ACO picked up 8 dogs, to my knowledge, and 1 today. I believe we have 6 available for adoption and 3 on stray hold. Their photos are on our Facebook, and you can call the ACO at 485-5511 if you'd like more details. And on the kids fishing derby, we had to reschedule due to flooding, so we're working on getting a new date. Have some flyers up there for summer reading. That kickoff, okay, I wasn't sure if it was this week or next week.
We had babies this morning, young adults this afternoon, and the adults are going on right now.
Awesome. We'll also be having a Father's Day at the museum special. Sure we'll have that on Facebook. We have flyers up there as well. Summerfest will be June 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's going to be at the Wagoner Civic Center this year. They've put a lot into it this year. I think it's going to be an amazing Summerfest. Really excited about that. So now I'd like to talk about the last week and a half. We've been dealing with stormwater and flooding issues. Wasn't last Sunday, but the Sunday before. That's the first time I ever know of that Wagner's had a flash flood behind Speedy's. That bridge back in there, I drove through it that morning, and it was bad in that area. We paged out the volunteers, started sandbagging, put it on Facebook, social media. If you needed sandbags, please call us. We, I don't know, we probably, on Sunday and Monday, probably 200, 300, what do you think, Kelly?
Probably.
Yeah. Delivered probably half of them. The rest came and picked them up. We then, me and volunteers, we also went to the sewer plant and picked up our 6-inch pump, and then we took it and we started pumping water from our side of the dike to the other side of the dike. A lot of people don't think these pumps work. I think Jimmy Butler will believe in them. We had the Corps bring is it a 15 or 16? 16-inch PTO-driven irrigation pump. And we were pumping about 1.5 million gallons an hour. And it made the world of difference. It got higher than I wish it would have. I wish we'd started pumping earlier. But we stopped it exactly where we wanted it and went to work. Our volunteers and our fire department, hats off to them. Same with our street department came in that Sunday to help with sandbags. Water distribution came in and helped pump. Even at one point, we had our pumper truck from the water distribution pumping water. I can't thank those guys enough. You know, Kelly Grooms, it's unbelievable. You know, I think a lot of us were ready to go swimming. The only one that really went under was Kelly. That wasn't by choice, but you know, Dalton Grooms is ready to jump on in. We have volunteers out there in swamp water up to their belly button, fighting massive hoses on Memorial Day weekend, and still smiling to help their town. I can't thank them enough. This city will never be able to thank them enough. Next up is kind of a touchy issue. I want to talk about our animal shelter. So I passed out some stuff before this that you'll see is in response from the State Department of Agriculture. They called me, probably last Thursday, said that they did 2 surprise inspections. At the time of the investigation, no violations were identified. Pretty happy with it. Talked to the gentleman, told him the situation, exactly how it went down. He said he was on a school board and he understood small town politics. So we talked more about it, and he said, I told the counselor that called me that the State Department of Agriculture does not see over municipal dog shelters. So I actually got him in touch with Bob. He said, I'd love to go through there and give recommendations and see if there's anything. And he did give some recommendations about some gates. We have the fire department working on fixing those gates. He also recommended putting some water seal on the floor. He was very happy with our sewer system, which was put out there that we did not have. I'm trying not to offend people, but I think if you don't know this yet, you're going to learn it in a class, and if you've been to the class and you don't know it, then maybe we need to send you back. But a city councilor is just a citizen until we're gavelled in. That's it. So you can't just take off and go for a stroll through a city barn that says employees only. You're not a city employee. And much less, you're elected to represent this city and the citizens. Take someone in there that if they would have tripped, stubbed their toe, got bit by a horsefly, they would have sued the city of Wagoner. So we need to start thinking with our heads. We reached out immediately to Facebook and to the news. You would have got the exact same response if you'd have called Bob, if you'd called me, but we didn't go that route. Councilor Rojas, when you ran at that forum, you talked about seeing some little sweet old lady at a concert that she was sad that you were from Wagoner, because all she ever saw in the news was sad, bad things about Wagoner. And the first thing you do is you run and get on the news and make Wagoner look bad. Not only did you make Wagoner look bad, you made yourself look bad. I invited every one of those news reporters back down to walk through that pound and do an interview, and they did not understand why you would go straight to the media and not let the city have a chance to fix the issue. They said they would have understood if you had went to the city and the city said, no, we're not going to fix this issue. Then they would have understood. They also didn't understand why an elected official that is elected to come up with solutions is reaching out to them for solutions. They don't understand that. That's not their job. That's your job. So I just don't understand where you're coming from. If you don't want to start trying to be part of a solution, resign from this board. Go sit out there. Be a Tanya. Be with Tanya. Get off this board. Excuse me. This is my mayor's report. If you don't like it, go outside. You're elected to represent these. You want to do good things for Wagoner? You turned us into DEQ. You turned us into the Department of Agriculture. You called every news station around. Well, guess what? If we would have got fined, that would have just took money from us from doing positive things for the city of Wagoner. All you had to do was call. So I hope when you go to training this Thursday, which I guess you're going to Guthrie and going to get a room on the taxpayer's dollar instead of going to the one in Tulsa that's next month that is closer, I hope you learn. That's all I have for my mayor's report.
I can address that if you'd like.
It's a mayor's report. If you want to address it, you can talk to me after. One more comment from you, Al, and you're gone. You hear me?
Item number 6, consider donation of funds for a mural to be located on property leased to the city of Wagoner by the Union Pacific Railroad, 110 North Smith, or take other action. Ms. Sally French.
Ms. French, that's you. Would you like a chair up there?
Yes, that would be great. I had back surgery and I had shots in my eyes, so I'm not seeing good or hearing good or even standing good.
They got one right behind you, Ms. French.
Oh, thank you, that's super, thank you very much.
Lori, can you hand her book? We passed the book around. They looked at it, Ms. French.
Take it back over here, but that's a recommendation. I do want to tell everybody that our house burned in February of '89, the territorial house where the library is, and I can testify myself to the tenaciousness, the heroes, everything that happened when you turn around, and I'm 1 block away, and you turn around with 5 teenage foster kids, 4 of our kids in college, and everything is gone. And you have to watch it. So I'm here to tell you that I know what sacrifice is that you make and that I make, so I'll try to be quick on this. This mural today that I brought before you all in October has changed in the design due to the area that it has to cover. And that's the main thing, is just to update you as to how the design would change. It was an oval, and the sides have been extended to wrap around the side. The east side is Smith Street, and the railroad is where I'm talking about. I know you've probably forgotten since that time, but on Cherokee, as you're right there waiting for that train, I cannot tell you how many times I have sat there in my car and looked over at the depot, and then I look at that area where this mural will be, and I tell you, it is going to be incredibly wonderful. You will be so happy. So I brought the book of the expertise of the man that is the team. He's done 4,500 murals all over the world. And he's really excited about this, and I'm excited about it because it gives the city an opportunity to show a progressive outlook for what this board is doing. The city council, it gives positive reports for not only our interest in our past, but also stepping stones to the future so that we can be a bridge to the future. And I really believe in it. But we've donated probably half of our funding, and I'm looking to the city to maybe see what they might have if they could contribute any. I guess that's really about it, is to update you on the design so that as you look at that Smith Street where the blue wall is with the fish, it wraps around on the east side with a train coming in so that you have the billowing smoke, and you actually do have the train coming down that track. So it's really incredible. On the other side, you'll have, it looks bad right now, but once we get through with that, it will look incredibly good because you'll have waving fields of wheat, you'll have Indian territory, you'll have Main Street where you can just stand in front of that mural and just walk right into the streets and have your picture taken, whatever. It'll be a positive, good thing where lots of people will come for the chili cook-off, for the Summerfest, and it'll give a true response of what you all do to see the progress that we have to go toward the future. I believe in that, and I guess that's really what I wanted you to know, the update for the funding. The total cost was like $8,000. We did cut corners. I had them all stay at my house. And I feel like, you've got spinach on your teeth, or your child's teacher calls, or my parking space is gone. So I won't talk anymore. but I appreciate your work, the time you spend, and I know it's hard not to make enemies when you're doing anything, even if it's the right thing. So after 25 years at the courthouse, I would like the city to know that we all work together, and it's not always easy, but it's like raising a family. You got some good kids, and you got some that you just don't really know where they came from. Well, I mean, like, are these my children? So that's it. The update on the design, because of the shape of the building and the wraparound on each side for the train and for the lake, the grain, the cattle, the wooden logs, everything that makes Wagoner what it is. So the title above was Queen of the Prairies, and then underneath that it has, in the beginning and on down it says The Way We Were. So now we're going to step into the future with a progressive outlook, and I hope the city will consider whatever you might be able to consider.
Ms. French, what's the dollar amount that you're asking?
$8,000.
You're asking us to donate 8,000, or for our part to be 8,000?
Well, even if you could do 6,000, I've already put in 2 of my own, and I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that, but that's what I could get them down to and let them stay at my home. So there's 3 of them on the team. I got you the book here where you can see the expertise of the man who heads that up. Bob Palmer is his name, and he taught at Edmond at the university for 40 years. We're so fortunate to have him. So it's my dream to become a reality, and it's your choice to make my dream become a reality for the sake of Wagoner City. And I appreciate all that all of you do. Did I miss anything? Do you have any other questions?
Discussion?
6,000 is the bottom line. If they stay at my house, and if you want to come and bring dinner, you can. I'm old, you know. And that's it. I don't have to stay for a decision, do I? I don't have to do that.
No.
I'd be embarrassed. Okay. Thank you for listening today. Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. French.
What's the artist's name?
Bob Palmer.
Bob Palmer.
Bob Palmer.
Yeah.
This is his book. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it's absolutely incredible. And the idea that his team is 3 people. It takes 3 days. They'll stay at my house and hope they survive. And they'll do it at night.
Well, better keep Wade locked up upstairs.
He just got hit by a spider, so I'm not sure where that's going to go. Things do happen. Anyway, if you have any other questions, just please. Otherwise, if you want to donate your time, your money,
Yes.
your energy, whatever.
She presented it last
Everybody's
time.
welcome to put your name on the wall.
Discussion? Entertain a motion,
Do the what, 6,000 or 8,000?
whatever you want to make it. We have the funds. Me and Laura looked at it.
Just go ahead and give her the 8,000, since she's put the 2,000 there in her,
Yeah.
of her own, that she shouldn't have to add it all.
I don't think so.
I'll make the motion to,
Hang on a minute. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's leased property, I remember that.
100-year lease.
I think we need to do maybe some things to make this a little more definite, like just for economic purposes, that we move to donate funds for economic development purposes. We move to donate funds for a mural to be painted by Bob Palmer, a mural presented by Sally French. To be
Will you
painted
stop
by Bob
her?
Palmer. So we have a little more definite of what we're actually
Hold on,
doing.
don't leave, Miss French. Don't leave, please.
I don't care what we say. If I got to say everything like that, I better start writing.
Well, I think.
So you're changing the wording in the agenda item?
I'm sorry.
Are you changing the wording in the agenda item?
No.
Well, no, we're just
No.
adding to it.
Oh, just
We're being a
adding.
little more specific.
I got you.
The mural is to be painted by Bob Palmer, and
Right.
the mural is, the subject of the mural is to be the subject that was presented by Sally French.
Sure.
So we're just making it a little more definite and certain, that's all.
Where would the money come from?
EDF. That's the Economic Development.
So should it not be an
Fund.
EDF? agenda?
Not,
EDF is.
not
city.
WEDA, city
I
EDF.
think it's something else.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing.
yeah. Ms. French, if this approves, when are you wanting to start?
Wednesday,
This Wednesday?
yes.
It's gonna storm this,
Surprised me too.
it's gonna storm this week.
I will tell them if there's too much water, they won't be able to start.
They're predicting between 6 to 8 inches, right, Kelly?
From Wednesday all through the weekend, isn't it?
Somebody was saying something about like the next 20 days, there's a chance.
Right now, they say to Sunday, there's a chance of rain. 5 to 7, and that's all I see.
You may have some house guests all the way through June.
Again.
You may have some house guests all the way through June.
Oh, you didn't have to say that. You get to put dinner.
You got it? Jimmy made the motion.
I make the motion to approve $8,000 for the mural painted by Bob Palmer, or whatever.
For
Economic.
Have a motion, entertain a second.
He says coming out of EDF. I'll second it.
Have a motion, a second, please call the roll.
Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Ms. French, so we passed to pay the 8,000. Will you please try to give me some kind of schedule? That way I can get that power washed and,
Yes.
we'll,
If you're not able to do that with other obligations, then we'll go ahead and.
I imagine we'll be able to do that.
Scrape it or use my fingernails, whatever.
Oh, well, I wouldn't do that. Just let's talk and try to figure out a game plan of when we'll start. Okay, thank you, Ms. French.
Thank you.
Item number 7, consider approval of invoice number WAG 24-09-02 in the amount of $20,020 from Infrastructure Solutions Group LLC for WAG 24-09 2024 street rehabilitation or take other action.
Discussion. Go ahead. I don't know, battery may be dead.
Got it. Okay. This is a progress payment for the street rehabilitation project we got going on. They got about 3 items left on their contract. One is Trenton Street, one's 9th Street, and then the drainage repairs we have out here.
Have you been back to look at that, Jimmy?
I ain't seen nothing they done.
They haven't done anything yet. We sent them I don't know, I think it was about a 40-page letter with photographs of the issues that we wanted them to address.
He was supposed to already done that. He was supposed to have done that Wednesday.
It's been out there for three or four weeks, so.
Was that a month ago?
That's been
That's
been
like
been
the
right
last-
there.
it's the last
It's been a
meeting.
long
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
ago.
I
I
can't
wrote the
remember if it was a
letter
bu- I think it was a
couple of
budget
days
meeting.
after the
Meeting.
council meeting.
This invoice is for infrastructure, for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
portion. This is not the contractor.
Okay.
We don't have an invoice in here for the contractor. And I've told him before we address it, we need to know how he's gonna address all those deficiencies.
Okay.
And who's the resident project representative this time?
We have Todd Stallings that's on the job, and also Fred Jones has been filling in for Todd. He's had some family issues.
Further discussion?
This is nothing new, is it?
No.
This has already been agreed on, this is
Yes.
something we're,
This is paying him.
no, I know.
Yeah.
I see it a lot.
Further discussion? Entertain a motion?
So made.
Have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
North, Butler,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Item number 8, consider approval of final pay application number 1 in the amount of $68,600 from Drake Construction LLC for WAG 23-06, rebid number 2, Cassover drainage boxes, per recommendation from Infrastructure Solutions Group LLC, or take other action.
If the council recalls, the previous contractor filed bankruptcy, and this was the second contractor we got on the job to finish it up. There was 5 boxes remaining. He got in there, he got them done, and he's now done. And our recommendation is to go ahead and pay him all of his funds.
So all the boxes are done down there?
That's correct.
Only thing we like now is just putting asphalt down.
Asphalt down, yes.
We gotta wait on it.
They got the cement down today?
He missed it. We're short by a yard.
About half a yard, we're ready for asphalt.
Yeah.
What they plan on doing now, do you know?
You know, Dale?
Yeah, me and Thomas have talked about that. We got to go back to the asphalt contractor and work into his schedule, but I don't want to get on that big box for one more week to make sure it's got enough strength to handle equipment. So at the earliest, it'd be a week from today.
Further discussion? Entertain the motion.
So made.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Item number 9, consider approval of final invoice number WAG 23-06-04 in the amount of $6,975 from Infrastructure Solutions Group LLC for downtown storm sewer replacement Phase 2, Cassover Street, or take other action.
This is our final invoice for that entire project.
Discussion? Entertain a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Item number 10, consider approval of progress invoice number WAG 24-07-01 in the amount of $4,400 from Infrastructure Solutions Group LLC for Lincoln Park pickleball courts, or take other action.
This is our first invoice for the pickleball courts. I don't know if anybody's been by there, but they do have the concrete laid. It's all cut, it looks good. So this is just our portion as of where we are today.
When's this gonna be completed?
We got to let the concrete cure for 30 days before they actually put any paint on it. So now we're just in a waiting game. And with all the rain and everything, we might extend that just a little bit more, just to make sure it gets dry.
Further discussion? Entertain a motion.
So made.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Please call roll.
Butler,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Item number 11, consider approval of pay application number 1 in the amount of $35,231.70 from Eagle Eye Construction Incorporated for WAG 24-07, Lincoln Park pickleball courts per recommendation from Infrastructure Solutions Group LLC, or take other action.
Council, this is a progress invoice from the contractor. I have a error on the recommendation letter of $138. If you look at the pay app that was attached to the item, his pay app is for $35,370.12. I shortchanged him $138, so my recommendation is pay the contractor where he is today.
You mean paying $35,231?
That's up to the council.
Is that the amount you asking for, or is the amount wrong?
The amount on the pay app is $138.42 more than what my recommendation.
More than his $35,200?
It's $35,370.12.
You said just a clerical error?
Yes, on my part.
I think you can cough that up.
What's your recommendation? What to pay which amount?
We're gonna pay the $35,231.70.
He's requesting,
And he said he made a clerical error of $187, I think, or something, right? 138.
It's $138.42. We could pay either amount, and we can pick it up on the next one if there's an issue with it.
Your recommendation is to pay the $35,370.12.
That's correct. That's correct.
That's corrected.
Yeah.
It's a corrected amount, yes.
Right, yeah. Discussion. Entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we pay $35,231.70.
Have a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Was Counselor Wilson my second?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Butler,
No.
Higginbottom,
No.
North,
no.
Wagoner,
No.
Wright,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
No.
did you say no?
She said no.
Thank you, ma'am. So do we need to make another motion to
Yeah.
pay the,
Can we make the motion to pay it now
Yes.
with the clerical error?
Yes.
With the adjusted amount?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make that motion to pay it with the adjusted amount.
Second. So this motion will be to pay the $35,370.12.
Correct.
Shane,
for you, my
second.
second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Butler,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wilson,
No.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Wright.
No.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Dale. Thank you very much, sir.
For 5-2. Item number 12, consider authorization for invitation for bids on the following items or take other action. 1.5-inch crusher run, FOB the plant. 3/4-inch Class A rock, FOB plant. Fill sand, FOB plant. Quarterly pest control for 17 city properties. Class C hot lay asphalt, FOB plant. Cold patch asphalt, FOB plant. And quarterly street sweeping.
Hey, do you want to go with that same asphalt?
Not really. But I don't know. It's just,
Do you think we need to get Dale come back?
yeah, we.
Can you grab Dale? I know this is just, but
This is not the asphalt that,
Oh, it's not that?
this is what Thomas has.
Pick up. This is what Thomas and then pick up. This is their cold patch and their hot lay. This is their patch material. This is not our invoice.
what class, are they using What class are they using, Thomas?
We usually get a Class C.
I'm talking about the companies we're having come in repave.
Super pave, it's a DOT certified asphalt.
We didn't need him. You remember what class it is?
I need to get it.
D, I think that's what he said.
D.
It's-
D.
I thought
This doesn't have anything to do with that.
something like that, but yes, it doesn't even matter, so.
If we're not looking for that, we need to look, that'd be on, when we started again.
It's coming. I mean, it's coming.
That'll be when we rebid the asphalt for
We
this
just
year.
need to
This
do
is just the patch material.
And I get it, we've talked about it 100 times. It's durability versus looks, but I get it. We're gonna have to go up there and look at them streets when they're done, completely done.
Okay, I'll make that motion to send out the invitations for these bids on all these materials.
Have a motion, second, please call roll.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Item number 13, consider entering into a memorandum of understanding with Wagoner Public Schools for 2 school resource officers or take other action.
Discussion?
This is the same as it was last year?
With, the expected,
Are you talking about the same people?
Same amount.
No.
no. I mean, there's the built-in, potential, pay increase that we're working through with the budgeting process.
The 3% cost of living adjustment, also insurance and benefits.
Same people then?
Yes,
Nevitt and Bonner.
yes.
Bonner and,
Nevitt.
The school's getting ready to send them in July to, SRO in Dallas.
Further discussion? Entertain a motion?
I'll make the motion to enter into the memorandum of understanding for the school resource officers.
Second.
Have a motion, second, please call roll.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Item number 14, consider approval of a resolution amending and adopting the Employee Policies and Procedures Manual of the City of Wagoner, Oklahoma, or take other action.
Good evening, council. As you all know, we've been working for quite some time on this employee policy to get much-needed updates. A majority of the updates are involving legal ends. I also would like to point out OMAG has been through it and approved it on their end. Ken Hicks, I think, has also looked through it. A couple notable changes that we wanted to make. The first one being for CDLs. We wanted to increase their pay to $1.50 an hour instead of 50 cents for receiving those CDLs. We had a committee formed and we made these decisions together. The other significant change would be the uniforms. We decided to, instead of doing a uniform allowance where we pay the employees money, we will now just have it within our budget and we'll purchase their uniforms for them.
Okay, I like to have the old one so I can compare it with the new one. I don't have an old employee book to know what's with the new.
Okay.
Before I even think about taking action on any of this.
Okay.
Because it just presented to us last week and we had a hearing on Thursday and then bam, we got another meeting.
Right. Couple other notable changes I would like to point out. The disciplinary section, it takes away the recommendations for like A, B, C, D. That was on recommendation of OMAG. They felt it would be better to consider, the employee's duration with the employee, their background, have they, been an excellent employee all the way up to this point, or they've not, giving us more of a leeway to decide to go with a verbal instead of a write-up, or a write-up instead of a verbal. It can be taken in any order. That's the other notable change I'd like to point out.
And also, if you had felonies, what's considered what you would be hired if you had a felony?
What would we consider to hire if someone had a felony? So basically, it would be like timing on how long was it ago, what was the felony, and what position are we looking to fill with that person. So, for instance, let's say someone received a felony for embezzlement. We wouldn't want them in accounting or doing, money jobs or something along those lines. But let's say we have someone who, 10 years ago had a drug charge and received a felony for marijuana. We can have them come mow and be in our parks department. We can have them come do our water and wastewater distribution. It would just be kind of at more the discretion of the mayor and the HR director at the time.
Well, me, personally, I would like to have an old handbook so I can compare it with the new one, because I don't want to, I know I had a lot of employees that gave their opinion on different stuff, and for me to order to work with them, because it is for them, I would have to have an old one to compare with the new one.
I understand.
I would like to table all these until another time to go over it, instead of just present it to me last week and then make a motion today.
We had a week.
Well, we had a hearing.
I know, but you could have asked for that last
Well,
week.
we asked for it at the Shaw meeting. She didn't have it.
You asked for it
She
right
asked for it-
then?
Yes, we asked
A
for it.
current policy?
The current employee book,
You guys asked for a copy of it that night?
a copy of the old handbook.
Okay. I apologize. I did not realize you guys had asked for that. I'd have been happy to present it to you.
I will say that there was several employees on the committee, as well as like the things that affected emergency services. We made sure that we touched base with the supervisors in those departments, so everything was discussed that it affected them.
Were they supervisors that were on it, or just employees?
Primarily supervisors, but there were some employees involved with it as well. Like our payroll clerk, for instance, was involved, especially due to the time card changes, which that's another notable. It says time cards in there now. It is time system, digital time system, all that good stuff. We also called in Jim with our EMS department. We called in Kelly and Jimmy with our fire. We did Bob and Tony for the police department. We got all of their opinions on different portions of the book that would affect them directly.
And, for instance, a thing that had to do with time with the fire department, we pulled, I don't know, probably 5 other towns.
Yes.
What their fire departments have. I had Craig Moore pull TCWEDA during it. So, I mean, there's one employee that directly affected him, that he had some input on it.
So you had all department heads.
With no counselors.
Mr. Wagoner was actually involved in our committee.
Yeah.
So, on the felony, when are you gonna determine he's a felony? We don't want him or her.
Before we hire him.
Like-
Before we hire him.
Oh, I understand.
He's saying a time frame, Mayor.
Well, let's just say she pointed it out. Well, he had a little marijuana charge, which that's legal today, really. That's fine. Well, he had a little DUI. We don't want him here at the police department drinking confiscated beer. Well, he had a rape. Well, we better not put him in the, or her, in the swimming pool. We better put them down here. Well, can't go to the park. So what are we gonna determine on felony?
That's why it would be.
A felony's a felony.
I understand that, but, you know, we don't have a whole lot of people just lining up to come work for the cemetery, for the park department.
I understand.
You know, I mean, this is a laboring job. If Georgia Pacific can be a second chance employer, you know, it's upon their discretion. I don't understand why we couldn't either.
Like a prison. They're inside, they're contained. Our people's outside with the public.
But
No.
no, there is a but. I'm saying today, and I think anybody that knows me knows I'm completely 100% against medical marijuana, but it is legal by the state today.
You may as well face it, it's here.
Yeah, and it's 100% here. But I went to school with good guys that got caught in college with marijuana and got a felony.
But felony's a broad range. When you go to saying, okay, well, let's keep this one because he had a little marijuana charge, but we're not keeping you because you had a DUI charge. You know, felony's a felony.
Is our policy clear, and give us clear instructions on how we will handle it if they had a felony, or is it up to your discretion in
It's
HR?
up to discretion of the mayor and HR.
So I
It's a
understand where
dual.
it's coming from. If there's a
Right.
clear policy on how we will handle individuals who have a felony, then I don't see anything wrong with the policy, but the past policy on last week, we wasn't very clear about some things, and it could cause some problems. So there should be something written that is clear about how you would handle it, and not you get to implement your way. In other words, and I'm not saying that you would do that, and I'm not saying you would do that, but it leaves room for error.
I understand that, ma'am. A lot of times with these policies, they do like you to be a little vague for that purpose, that you do have that discretion. Because, you know, if we say, 7 years is the cutoff. If you haven't had a felony in 7 years, then we'll consider you, or 10 years, whatever it may be. Well, what happens when it's 9 years and the person had a marijuana charge 9 years ago? You know, so we automatically just say no because it wasn't at the 10-year mark, or, you know, that's why a lot of times OMAG likes it a little more vague.
Well, and you know where I'm coming from.
Yep.
And I completely understand your concerns, sir. Absolutely.
100%, but.
Here a while back, I'm a probation officer. I work for Department of Corrections. I sit there and look at felonies all day long. And I go down to our city park and we had an employee, I'll say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. His tongue was thick and he's chewing it. And I thought, who is this guy? Well, instantly, I know what's going on. I made a phone call. I made a phone call to you. You said, we're not having that. I looked him up in my records. He's been in prison for harsh stuff. And bam. I mean.
Then we got rid of him.
Yeah,
you bet. And
we
now
dealt
we
with
won't
that.
Change it and hire him back.
Yep.
But you're missing the point, what I'm
No,
getting
not
at.
nothing.
Yes, you are. Where is the point where somebody that has, I understand wholeheartedly that you're saying a felony is a felony, but if a 19-year-old kid messed up and he's 31 and he served his time and he paid his time, when does he do a second chance?
Right, and
If you mean to tell me that
He would probably do
that kid,
if you and I had that decision to make the right path.
that kid's not good enough to dig ditches for the city of Wagoner?
I don't know. I don't.
so my questions for the council then is, what would you like to see the stipulations be? Where would you like
You want to leave it as no felons?
We can certainly
You know
do
what
that.
I'm gonna leave it, sir. You know
Well,
what?
I'm asking you.
That's me, I'm telling you, I'm against it.
Oh,
That ain't fair.
We absolutely
I'm against it
can do that.
Because you don't have it specific enough. You're saying marijuana, both of y'all have said that, that's fine. Y'all get ready, everybody. It's gonna be legal in the state of Oklahoma before you know it. I promise you it is. And medical marijuana's here, anybody can get a card. That is okay. That's totally different. There's harsh felony charges.
So should we change it to read violent felony offenses?
He wants it to read no felons.
Well, but what I'm asking you, what, I mean,
I would like to, I'd like to have a recording what you said the day I called you about the felon working for us. I'd like to have that recorded.
What did I say?
I didn't, you know what you said. You're not tolerating and then you said Lori Hall made a mistake, she overlooked it.
She did.
It- I
She did. That's
absolutely did.
100%.
And Shane North said, let's get her on paper for making a mistake.
And I gave her a verbal.
I bet you did. But anyway, I'm only one of 8, but I don't agree with the felon deal. Do I agree on second chances? Absolutely, because that's what my program revolves around at Wagoner County. I'm a diversionary officer. I divert them from going to prison. And people do make mistakes, and very good people make mistakes.
Absolutely.
My whole thing is rape, murder, robbery. We
So-
need to put it a little more.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
well, I mean, should we, I mean, is your recommendation to change it to violent felony offenses?
Well, there's some.
Or just include
not
index
violent
crimes?
that I mentioned. I mean,
When someone says they had a felony, we don't have access to look to see what the felony was?
Yes, we do,
Yes,
through background
yes,
checks, yes.
yes.
We absolutely do.
Background checks should be done.
They are done on every employee.
And look here, Lori made a mistake, and we put a measure in place to make sure that mistake is never made
Right,
again.
it'll never happen again.
Well, I was just, that's what I say, well, if somebody had something for, well, we're using an example, so I'll continue with the marijuana when they was 18, 19, whatever, been 10, 15 years ago, whatever. Well, when you look back and that's what it is, well, you can make that decision then, okay, now if somebody's got rape or selling drugs or, stuff that, and other things, I'm not gonna go through this, we'd be here all night. But you'll see that too, well then, we can
Absolutely.
hire you.
Right.
We can't hire that person. I mean, if we could see if it's all, I mean, I always had mixed feelings on this, that, and the other. But like we say, marijuana itself is here, and it will be legalized, you know it will. But if we can look back and see what each and every felony was, whether they've got 1 or 3 or 4 or 5, well, that's where we determine.
And you can see when.
Okay, that's what I mean. If he's got the one like he says, and that's it, and it was, he had a joint in his pocket, but if you go in there and you say, yeah, that's true, but 2 years before that.
Yeah, they had a previous felony and a felony before that, or whatever it
That's
may
what I'm
be.
saying, well,
Right.
then that's.
You
where
can see all that.
That's where our discretion
Yes.
comes, or theirs.
Keep
comes
in mind, you can see it.
You can, it is public record. Mhm.
Yeah, well, that's true, state of Oklahoma. But like I said, well, that way you would see, and there's where you get your discretion by doing that background check.
So who does the background check on these employees?
I do, but I also have our court clerk who backs us up with his
Are we-
access to Otis. And
Are we having them sign something that says you can do it?
yes, there is a paper with every employee application that states, I give my permission for my background to be pulled in, and it asks, have you ever been charged, or, convicted of a misdemeanor or a felony?
That's on the application.
Yes.
Triple eyes on these new hires?
Yes, like I go through the PD sometimes, but majority I go through Eric, our court clerk, because he's right here and it's a lot easier than having to go over to the police department. He's got all the same access that they do. So we go through all of it, we check their backgrounds,
got
and we move forward from there.
No?
Otis.
Or Otis, I'm sorry.
He has access to Otis, he can check local and things like that.
Can you run a triple I?
He does, no.
Triple I is law enforcement only.
Yeah.
Triple I. Not only can he not access triple I, but when we do a check, we do not run and give them any information. We
No.
can't share
Right.
information from OLET's.
No.
triple I or any criminal
But from
records like
Otis and
that.
all that good stuff, yes.
Non-law enforcement. We can, but in the past, we could do, ODCR, OSCN, Otis, those type of things. But the OLED's terminal is absolutely not. It can't be shared. It says it right on the top. Sure.
Well, it wouldn't do any good to go to you about it in anyway, then, would it?
No.
I mean, they have the same access that Eric does, so, and so do I.
That's pretty much why.
So how do we determine if they have a felony, like a violent felony from out of state?
Well, I mean,
Right?
Yeah, you just have to wait till they do something here.
That's true.
I mean,
am I right? I mean,
I don't know. I have that ability, so I
Sure.
haven't been searching as a
Right.
as a non-law enforcement person for that.
Well, if it's not,
Can you not say yes or no?
I cannot share that information.
No, yes or no?
That's what it's called probation period.
that too.
I got
Have a probationary period.
Yes.
I got an issue, I think, I don't know, I'd like to clarify it. We put in this book, but not the last one, the city administrator, right? Because we made that job
Yes, sir.
position in February.
We switched it from superintendent, I believe is what it was referred to in the first book, to city administrator. Yes, sir. We updated all the personnel. I believe I was personnel director. It's now human resources director.
We've voted on that, because we've got it later, but we had 4 yes and 3 no. And then with Brenda's vacancy, the question is on the OML, it says we have to be, for it to carry, it has to be 3/4 vote.
Ken Hicks says that that passed, and therefore we do have a city administrator resolution, correct, Ken Hicks?
The OML says no.
Can you speak up?
Sam.
Oh, you're talking to me? We've got when is a 3/4 vote required? A 3/4 vote?
Speak up. Speak into the mic.
To attach an emergency clause to an ordinance. So this was made in an ordinance for an emergency, but it wasn't 3/4 vote. So you need 6.
Ken Hicks, he is asking that Brenda's seat was vacant, and he's saying that when we passed the ordinance to establish the city administrator, we did not have, excuse me, what was the 3/4 of the vote?
I don't know, I mean, that's not on the agenda.
It is, though. Yeah, we can get to it on 19, I suppose.
What is number, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's on 14 and 19, because it involves that book.
Okay, can we just go ahead and just take action, I mean, can we just go ahead and postpone this to like maybe a week or two and get the old book and compare it with the new book and then make some adjustments, go from there? Not gonna be that hard.
May I please ask a question, Councilwoman Wright? On the drug and alcohol policy, which will be next on the agenda items, there is nothing changing to that policy. It's already currently in effect. The only difference is it added the portion about medical marijuana, explaining that in safety-sensitive positions that you are not permitted to do medical marijuana.
So
That's
they-
the only update on
If they got
that
a medical
one.
marijuana card and they, you drug test them, they they come up positive.
Yes, ma'am, that's still a positive, and they no longer work here
So is
typically.
okay, because I'm curious, because I know, I'm not saying that, I know people smoke marijuana, but then when you do drug tests, they come up negative, and I'm like, wondering how they come up negative when somebody see them somewhere smoking marijuana.
We have randoms, I will not say, when we have them, obviously.
Let's put it that way.
Because that is confidential information, and that would defeat the purpose of a random. But
Defeat the
we do
purpose of
them,
doing it.
we do them of the required, how many we're supposed to do, how many times a year we're supposed to do them. And they come to us, actually, and
Yeah, I
it's,
seen it. I looked the name, and then I seen the name says, y'all did a testing, and I'm thinking, okay, I just saw that person a week ago smoking weed, but they still here, and it must come up negative. That's what I was saying.
I mean, this is handled by a lab outside of my control. So we completely do this randomized and by a professional so that there
Yeah,
is
number
no one
14,
of that
I'm gonna,
involved.
Make a motion that we wait to get the old handbook and compare it with the new one. I don't have a problem with that. 15, I don't have a problem with that.
Hold on, now, you can't do it
Do
like
one at a
that.
time.
Oh, you can't.
We can't do them all at once, but let's do one at a time. So the first one, you would like to take no action or
Yeah.
table, or what are we looking
Table
at?
to whatever we can meet
I'm
again.
gonna speak before she makes that.
Go ahead.
Who, on the felony, who's gonna
before I vote on it, who's gonna look at it? One person, two persons, or a committee?
Two.
Who's the two?
The mayor and the HR director, which may or may not be me in the future, who knows? And it may or may not be Mayor Self in the next 2 years, we don't know. We specifically leave out names and all that to make sure that it covers for the position and not the person.
Okay, that's all I have. Have a motion on the table.
Is the motion to table it, and if so, I need a date?
Whenever everybody's feasible, like next week or week after next, whatever. I don't know.
Why don't we make it no action?
Okay.
I mean, if we take no action, then we
We're not
can.
sitting trying to cough up
Yeah.
a night.
Thank you. All right, take no action.
Second.
Okay.
You don't do that on a no action.
Item number 15, consider approval of a resolution amending and adopting the employee alcohol and controlled substance testing procedures policy of the City of Wagoner, Oklahoma, or take other action.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Have a motion, and a second. Any discussion? Please call roll.
Butler.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Item number 16, consider approval of a resolution amending and adopting the Employee Family Medical Leave Act policy of the City of Wagoner, Oklahoma, or take other action.
So the FMLA policy is basically exactly what the act is. It's just putting it in writing and making it a policy for us. I would recommend we approve it. It's already federal law. We have to follow it.
I'll make that motion to approve it.
Second. Have a motion, and a second. Any discussion? Please call roll.
Wilson.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Thank you, council.
Thank you.
Item number 17, consider approval of a resolution adopting amendments to the budget of the City of Wagoner, Oklahoma for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025, to include supplemental appropriations available from revenue received from unanticipated resources, or take other action.
Discussion. Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion, and a second. Please call roll.
Wright.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Item number 18, consider the adoption of a resolution authorizing an amendment to the purchase agreement with Enduring Capital LLC, authorized by Resolution 768, for the sale of Tract 3 of Wagoner Corner subdivision, a subdivision of part of the northeast quarter of northwest quarter of Section 16, Township 17 North, Range 18 East of the Indian Base and Meridian, Wagoner County, State of Oklahoma, and a parcel of land in Tract 1 of Wagoner Corner subdivision, a subdivision of part of the northeast quarter of the northwest quarter of Section 16, Township 17 North, Range 18 East of the Indian Base and Meridian, Wagoner County, State of Oklahoma, more particularly described as follows. Beginning at the southeast corner of Tract 3 of said subdivision, thence north 89 degrees, 19 feet, 29 inches east, to the easterly boundary of said subdivision. Thence northwesterly on a curve to the left and along said easterly boundary to the northeast corner of said Tract 3. Thence south 0 degrees, 40 feet, 31 inches east and along the east line of said Tract 3, a distance of 162.9 feet to the southeast corner of said Tract 3 and the point of beginning, or take other action.
Need some water?
I need a drink.
So council, this is that property in front of Walmart, to the north of Walmart. We were hoping to get some help from the Wagoner County Economic Development Authority. They're still talking about wanting to help, but right now, these guys are on a time frame, and time is money to this firm. So, had another survey done. The first survey didn't realize that the high-pressure gas line went through that property, and it pretty much cut the value of the property in half. We're still looking at creating 6 to 8 businesses on it. If we dropped the price from which we agreed with before to this, you would be looking at pretty much just being our contribution for them to move that high-pressure gas line.
So we cut it like, what? How much money is that? About 180 something? Something like that? Somewhere in that ballpark? Money somewhere? I mean, I get this, but the only thing I don't get is that we had a business that's gonna come downtown in the corner, but we couldn't cut corners for that business to make a business, to make our downtown better.
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Well, I'll go ahead and say it, Moon's Alley.
We had an appraisal.
Yep, we had appraisal.
And we literally gave him the appraisal. You can read the whole
Yep.
message. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you.
No, you didn't.
I gave him the appraisal. The man blew up, came unwound, and that was the end. Asked him if he was still interested, if he wanted to move forward.
Not at
No.
that price, he didn't.
Is the high-pressure gas line on this appraisal, on this?
Yes.
So it's gonna cost that much money to move these gas lines, the difference?
Do you know off the top of your head, Debbie? 250? Yeah. I mean, this is, I'll just read you some of this stuff. Create over 20 jobs. 50,000 a year in sales tax. We've already spent 25,000 on survey and engineering work. I understand you're looking at it that we're dropping it 140-something thousand, but you gotta think in the long run. 8 new businesses potentially. That's utilities, jobs, sales tax.
Does this come with the charging station on the back, the electric car?
That goes to them. We're selling the property.
What do we get off of those payments?
What is it, Laura? We talked about that, I think, before.
What's that, I'm sorry?
Charging station, that
What do we
charging
make off
station.
of it?
Just the utilities are the only thing we make off of that. That's not on our, I mean, we don't make anything off of it.
Further discussion? Entertain a motion? Take no action.
Item number 19, consider a resolution for the filing and notification of the publication of the 2025 biennial supplement of penal and other ordinances or take other action.
Discussion?
Is the city administrator position created legally, is the discussion? I don't believe it is. By the OML standpoint, anyway. Because the vacant seat's still counted.
Further discussion?
Item
19.
item number 19. It's just the update to the ordinances from the last 2 years is what it is, bringing them into the code. We have to do it every 2 years.
Entertain a motion?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second, please call roll.
Butler?
Yes.
Higginbotham?
Yes.
North?
Yes.
Wright?
No.
Wagoner?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Wilson?
No.
Item number 20, consider entering into a use agreement with Wagoner Youth Sports Association concerning the use of baseball and softball fields in Maple and Redbud Park, or take other action.
Council have any question for James?
Is WIFA, is it not called something else? Wagner?
We had to change the name to Wagoner Youth Sports Association
Why is that?
for the 501.
And it used to be WIFA, right?
Yes.
We'll still operate with the WIFA under WYSA.
Okay.
Just like we operated WYBA for basketball.
And we do have a nonprofit, I guess, IRS form or whatever, supposed to be or whatever.
I am supposed to have the last meeting with the lawyers to finalize the finances on Thursday. I do have a letter from the attorney, if any of you guys want to read it, explaining the reason why it's been taking so long, the complications we had, them slacking and putting us on the back burner. Anyone want to read it?
Does the insurance being in a different name have an issue?
His attorney.
No, the insurance we currently have now expires in July after summer baseball season. And then after that, it will be completely different insurance because it will be through the football organization,
Which is WIFA.
which is Green Country, the football.
Oh, Green
we
Country,
play for.
okay,
We pay them, they buy the insurance.
okay.
So why are the infields not being dragged?
Have you not seen all the rain we've had? I drag them when we can.
You haven't drug Redbud.
Yes, I have drug Redbud, and it didn't do no good. The only thing I haven't done to Redbud is pay money and have more dirt hauled in, because, in my opinion, I'm not putting out no more money until we come to some kind of solution.
I've driven by Redbud numerous times in the last 2 months.
You can say I didn't drag it all you want. I loaded up the lawnmower and four-wheeler and spent all day out there. Ask people next door who offered to come over and help me mow.
You don't have to buy dirt, we got a lot of dirt at the city. Is what they say?
Well, they can haul it over.
They need to haul some over there.
And the grass on the
Mayor?
infields on Story, and the fields along Story Street. Why are we not mowing that?
We just moved that yesterday.
I drove by them today.
We mow inside the fences. That was the agreement.
I know, I'm talking about the infield. There's like
The
grass.
infield I
along-
sprayed yesterday,
Okay.
because those are softball fields. They're not supposed to have grass. We don't mow it.
Should've got a good kill today.
Huh?
You should've got a good kill today with the heat.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, you will.
I still gotta go spray on number 4, the other one.
Further discussion?
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this ain't a vote to see who runs the ball fields. We're gonna have over 100 kids playing baseball. We're gonna play on the Wagoner City Parks. This vote, you're voting for, is to who's gonna pay to upkeep those fields. Do you want us to do it? Or are you guys gonna do it? That's what we're looking to get to. Because we can't fork out that money if you guys are gonna take the fields away from us. Because we can file for grants once our 501 gets done, and just build our field somewhere else? Or are we gonna make the city parks better?
Anyone else want to read this?
I make a motion to enter in a use agreement with Wagoner Youth Sports Association concerning the use of baseball and softball fields in Maple Park and Redbud Parks.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, please call roll.
Butler,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wilson,
No.
Higginbottom,
No.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North,
No.
Wright.
Yes.
So, okay. Okay,
So-
motion carried.
So he's gonna bring some dirt out there and put it for you. He's gonna have them put some dirt out there for you.
Item number 21, consider approving the appointment of Jeff Hamilton as board member of the City of Wagoner Board of Adjustments or take other action.
Discussion?
I couldn't have it, I'm sorry.
Is he still on Metropolitan Board too?
Yep.
Can he be on two boards like that?
Yep. Make a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve Jeff Hamilton.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, please call roll.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Wagoner,
You bet, yes.
North,
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Item number 22, consider approving the appointment of Craig Tubb as board member of the City of Wagoner Board of Adjustments or take other action.
Discussion?
I'll make that motion to appoint Greg Tubb as board member.
Shane second. Have a motion and a second, please call roll.
Butler,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Item number 23, consider approving the appointment of Chip Manny as board member of the City of Wagoner Board of Adjustments or take other action.
I'll make that motion to appoint Chip Nanny as board member.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, please call roll.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Item number 24, consider authorizing the purchase of 400 East 114th Court South of the Wagoner County Treasurer's 2025 tax sale in an amount not to exceed $6,731.32, which sum equals the taxes and city lien or liens, or take other action.
So I want to go over.
I'm going to go over why we do this real quick so everybody can understand the process. Please be patient with me, my voice is going in and out. Whenever we abate a property through code enforcement, when we have to go mow them or we have to tear down the property, we place a lien on that property. When people don't pay their taxes, it goes up for tax sale. If nobody bids on those, it goes back to the county, which at that time, the county wipes all liens against it for the city and county. So we lose our lien money. When we purchase this, we get our lien money back from the county, and then that property becomes ours. That is how we got the property last time for Habitat for Humanity. When we surplused it, they bid on it, and that's how we're getting the 10 new houses for Habitat.
Do we have
So-
plans to do things and stuff with this property?
If they want to surplus it, then yes. If somebody else bids on these properties, we do not bid. We only bid if there is a danger of it going back to the county and we lose that lien money.
The only thing I have against this whole stuff is this address. right here.
They said
That address was-
predates the city.
Yep. That was an address from way back when Wagoner was established, and when the new 911 system came in for our Wagoner original town site, that was renamed Wagoner Avenue, but that address is the original address for that property. This is actually on the corner of 3rd and Martin Luther King. Well, we already have the long parcel that we had bought previously from tax sale, and this is the parcel that went along with that one.
All
So
three,
we'll-
what you're telling me, all three of them houses down through there's got they're on 114th Street, east of 114th.
Yes, they do.
The address is not the controlling factor of the legal description.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the legal
That's
description.
what I- Okay. Oh, you did broken hair. What I thought.
It's at 3rd and Martin Luther King off of Wagoner Avenue.
The agenda took us
What I
about
thought.
an hour to try to figure out.
On him. I thought, I'm gonna use it.
Any further
Are there any
discussion?
questions?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion, second, please call roll.
Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Item number 25, consider authorizing the purchase of 204 South Fillmore Avenue at the Wagoner County Treasurer 2025 tax sale in an amount not to exceed $2,772.88, which sum equals the taxes in city lien or liens, or take other action.
Make that motion. Second.
Have a motion, second, please call roll.
Wright,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Item number 26 is unscheduled public appearances.
None.
Item number 27 is departmental reports.
Bob, you start us off.
Sure.
And turn the mic on.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Last month, we took 1,819 calls for service. We took 69 reports. We worked 18 collisions. We had 16 warrant services and a collaboration between citations and warnings. There was 342 citations and warnings written last month. We also, from Lexipol, if you remember last year, we got that bronze award for policy, the policy processes. This year, we just got it a couple weeks ago. We've gone from the bronze to the silver. So we're still working towards the gold, but we have increased to that point.
Is this the tickets?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Jim, can you turn that thermostat up some? Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob, I appreciate it.
Jim, you're up.
Good evening. We were very busy again this month. We were able to go out to the city pool and train the lifeguards, get them all certified in CPR. We've got 7 instructors now that are capable of teaching CPR. And if our budget goes through and we're able to buy the AEDs for all the departments, we're putting together where we can train everyone for that, have everyone in the city certified, be able to use those. We had the EMS week last week, and we want to thank all of our people that helped us, the police department and our dispatchers, both city and county, fire departments. You know, they all help us. We all work well and do a lot together. City's just been very busy. We've had all 3 trucks running the last several days. We weren't scheduled to the other night, but we were so busy we had to call them in, and we were running all 3 trucks. So it's been very busy.
Are we gonna keep one of those AEDs at the pool?
No, There is one there. They already have one there, yeah. Yeah. And we updated it, we replaced batteries and new pads, and it's good to go. So they were trained on that as well.
Good.
Appreciate you, Jim. Thank you, sir. Kelly?
Well, you know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with water, and we still have more rain coming, so we're not out of it yet. We've got we're ahead of it right now. We'll just have to see how that works out. I would like to say thanks to the Emergency Management, Wagoner County, and also Wagoner County itself, State ODOT. We've had a lot of people from forestry to the Corps that's helped us do this. I also like to say thanks to, we had volunteers, full-timers came out when we started setting up the big pump, and it's a pump that'll make you want to quit when you put the hose and stuff in. I mean, I had a couple full-timers came out the first day, and they came back the second day, and I was surprised. Had volunteers came back too, knowing what we were going to have to deal with. And we ran into a situation where they didn't bring us enough fittings, they didn't bring us clamps, and the hoses were different size. So we ran into a situation, didn't work, and I had 5 volunteers and a couple full-timers all in a huddle on this hose, and they go, hey, we have a solution. Kelly was about done trying to find a solution. And they said, we pretty sure this will work. And I said, all right, we're going to try this. It don't work. We're going to have to do something else. Well, it ended up working, so. And so we're still hard at it. We watched it, and I know I spent a couple nights out there, and I'd like to say thanks to the mayor, because Saturday night I was going to spend another night out there, and the mayor took that night shift. So I'm sure glad when he said, nope, you can go home, go to rest, and I'll stay out here tonight. So, but we had a lot of people work to get that done. We did move some water, and they opened the gate up this morning. They are draining water, but we don't know how long they're going to keep it open. That's a problem. And when we get a rain like we got that Saturday or Sunday morning, we got like 4 inches over that night, that will bring that water up real quick. And there's only, I know we want to pump earlier. The problem is we have to have a location to pump from. And so there's not too many locations we can pump from, get the water to it. So we have to wait till the water gets a certain height before we can start pumping. That's part of the issue. We looked at several solutions through the years for, man, I can't, since I've been here, we've looked at solutions. We've also thought maybe a couple more we might see now that we're going to look at. But it comes down to what we can afford to do. I know, I think it was, I don't know if it's 10 years ago, we spent like $50,000 pumping on the dike. We maintained that pretty well this time because you had me and Jimmy spend a lot of times out there, and we're salaries, so we don't get paid like the mayor and our volunteers. They don't get paid, so we haven't had that overtime issue that bad. We've had a couple out there we had a couple from the water department that worked a couple days. I think they done Friday night.
And Saturday day.
Friday night and Saturday day, because we had a couple guys on vacation, so we were short on people. And so any questions on the flooding deal?
I had some people that live back behind Speedy's asking me why we can't clean the creek there. Can you just repeat what you told me?
Well, a lot of that stuff I know, and Thomas can answer that. We have to watch what we clean on creeks because it falls under the Corps.
DEQ.
Right? DEQ, and they won't let us clean that out because if we clean a creek out up here and we don't do it all the way down, the water flows faster here, what happens to the guy downstream?
If you go in there with a bulldozer and you widen that, you have to have a permit. If you change that rate of flow or anything, you have to have a permit.
But you can see if you clean one part out and not the other, that water is going to move faster to the guy down below, and then you're flooding him. That's a lot of, if my understanding, that's a lot of the reason for not allowing you to change the.
You don't think that's a big deal with DEQ? Go talk to those people with the housing development out on Prescott Road.
Yes. Yes, and forestry has a grant out right now that we could probably get to help with wildfire and urban, but the problem is the areas we need to clean, they have creeks. And when I tell the guy, yeah, we have some areas I have growth I need to clean, I go, it's in creeks, and he goes, oh yeah, that's not going to happen, so yeah, that's the problem with that right there. We would love to fix that problem because over the years, I know we've been down there 2 or 3 times where we had to go down there. 10 years ago, we had to go get somebody out of a house down there. So that's it. Any more questions on the flooding?
Haven't we fought the beaver dams all the way down that creek though for years?
I don't know if they have anybody doing that anymore, do they? The beaver deal?
When it's reported, we can get to it, we go down there and try to do it.
But you got to think of the beaver, that's Coal Creek. I mean,
Yeah.
that starts way up in the county. It flows through my pasture that's in the county, and where it goes through that, I know there's been concrete dumped further down that creek. There's at least 2 beaver dams I know of, and in the city. I mean, in the county, excuse me.
Comes straight through my path.
Any more questions on flooding?
Thank you, appreciate you.
I have one other thing on the paper deal. The paper we bought from last month when we talked about, we bought paper. You know, Kelly, with me, if I get asked a question, I go back and I do research. I want to know exactly what happened. And I talked to the guys that bought the paper, and they said, hey, we bought the paper because they were out of the big boxes. You know, and what we looked at was the 2 750 paper was cheaper than buying the box that had 500 in it. And they said, so that was cheaper, so that's why we bought it like that. And they said, luckily, we had a council member with us that we explained to that when we were purchasing the paper. Do you know who that council member was, Ms. Gaylor? You don't know who that council member was?
It might have been me.
Yeah, it was you. So they said, hey, in our defense, chief, we did discuss that with a council member, explain to them that we were buying that
said it
to
too.
save money. And I know that we might be able to find that paper a little bit cheaper. We went hunt somewhere, and I know people say Walmart's a corporation, but Walmart employs a lot of people from Wagoner. And Walmart has a big footprint anytime we have something going on in Wagoner. You know, I think you have an assistant manager. I don't think there's much that doesn't go on, you know, events in Wagoner that we don't have Walmart people at. Is that right?
That's true.
Especially assistant manager sits on a lot of boards and they participate in a lot of stuff at Wagoner. So we try to buy what we can from Wagoner because it still is locally.
It is.
It's a local store that benefits Wagoner in a big big way. So, you know, that was my deal.
You should have got all that paper from Fred's when it was 10 cents.
Yeah, but we do, if we had to buy paper, we do buy the cakes, but just so you know. Any other questions?
Tell J&E I said shut up.
Thank y'all very much.
Gary?
Me too.
Well, Councilman, how you doing? Good. Well, I've been busy quite a bit with this rainwater and everything else we got. It's making it hard to mow, so we find other things that we have to do. So with that said, we went up to the library, repaired the ceiling with that. Went from there to help with the dog pound and paint that. Mayor was there with us, so we was trying to help that, get that situation taken care of. Besides that, I've been working on the pool, trying to get the pool situated, get all that taken care of. We have had some problems, some things breaking, so similar today. But other than that, mowing and weeding, and getting everything done, try as much as we can.
Gary, I can't thank you in the park department enough. You guys, you busted your butts down there on that shelter, and I greatly appreciate y'all, more than you know.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Is there an ordinance with the dogs in the flower beds? Is there an ordinance? I looked and I didn't see anything. Or do we need
Do
anything?
what?
Ordinance? You know, I'm out here walking my dog.
Oh, talking about the
Yeah, pooping.
pooping. in it.
Yeah, I saw the dog pooping in the flower bed. And I saw the lady and I
When we
started telling
pull
her,
weeds,
go
we
pick it
remove
up.
it. When we pull weeds.
Yeah, you know where I'm talking about, where it was.
Yeah, we remove it.
Yeah, that's
It's a-
nasty. I mean, you
it's
know,
a
it's just like going to
trash
dog park. They pick up their poop.
Now, there is an ordinance about the dogs in the park out
That's
on
a
the
leash
leash,
law.
right?
Yeah.
Because that happens.
They have to be on a leash.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
happens a lot when I'm not on the leash.
Yeah, that's
That
the least.
scares me.
But it's removed most of the time. We.
It's just right there at that one section.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen an ordinance.
Oh, yeah, it was a big, yeah.
I think it's just a courtesy thing.
They fertilized the flowers.
Thomas, thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Hello. I'll start with cemetery. Those guys worked very, very hard this month in the rain. They mowed in the rain, they weeded in the rain. I think they done a really good job. I think the cemetery looked really good.
Yeah, it looked good.
They had, I think, 9 funerals this month. street and stormwater. We've got all the arch concrete pipes are all installed. I like a 20-foot joint in front of the PD, plastic pipe. Got all the concrete poured back today except for half a yard. We'll get that, but we're ready for asphalt. It's as quick as we can get them on it. Lots of flooding, unstopping pipes. Everybody flooded that usually don't flood, but when you have a flash flood, I don't care how big a pipe you got or how big a ditch you got, and you get that much rain, you're going to flood. We've got lots and lots of ditches to clean out, and we will start that hopefully next week, get back on track. If you got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Appreciate it, Thomas.
Thanks, Thomas.
Miss Janie?
As I said earlier, we started summer reading this morning. We had babies in the back and then the young adults this afternoon. They were back there making little lamps. They were really cute. Not sure what the adults were making this evening. The ceiling is fixed in the hallway, so it looks great. Thank you to the Parks guys. They came and did it. The water guys came today and moved some stuff that was for surplus out to the Civic Center, so it got it out of our way. So right now, everything is getting to the end of our budget and computers ordered with our state aid money. We did get our Category 1 and 2 for our E-rate, so you'll see that next. Coming up, we have a little bit that we're responsible for, but in the grand scheme of 15,000 versus 3,000, we'll take the 3,000 part. So I'll have that in there next month for you. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Jessica?
So I'm going to go over some of the grant progress that we have out. We have TAP 1 that's still open, waiting for an audit with the state so they can close that out. TAP 2, which is Streetscape Phase 2. We are in design phase. The 30% plans are due by the end of June sometime. And then the NEPA documents will be submitted to ODOT at that point. That takes 6 to 8 months to approve through ODOT. In July, we should have a plan review meeting set up with R.L. Shears. September, it's slated for 60% plans and review. The final plans and final submissions should be around January, and then we'll start the bidding process after that to start hopefully next summer. TAP 2 Dunbar Park Trail, the survey just got completed, and that timeline is approximately 3 months behind the TAP 2 Streetscape. TAP 3, the interviews for the designer is tomorrow afternoon. We have 3 interviews with 3 different designers to pick. We did apply for 2 T-sets. We did not get either. They had multiple agencies and a lot of applications, and they picked 5 for the Innovations Grant and 11 for the Discovery Grant, and we were not one of those picked, unfortunately. We will be applying again this fall. Otherwise, you guys have my report in your packet, and then if anybody has any questions.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica.
Jordan?
Just, this is a shop. We're trying to keep up with everything that we have going on that breaks down. Right now with the weather coming in, we've got air conditioners. I know the Parks Department, we're trying to get their trucks' air conditioners going. Everything that's on that list is kind of what we've done. The big project we do have coming up is with the sewer plant, Brad, where hopefully by end of June, 1st of July, we'll be able to have his digesters done. And hopefully he'll be able to back up and operate in there. Any questions?
Jordan, I can't thank you enough, man. You're doing a great job for the city of Wagoner. Thank you.
Appreciate it. You're welcome.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, sir.
Brad?
Been a busy month out at the plant with all the heavy rains.
Flow's been doing great. The plant's been handling all the high flow we've had coming in. Storage lagoons, they've been full, and as fast as we can drain them, they're refilling. Trying to keep up with the grass. It's been hard, try to get it in when we can. We've received another one of our return sludge pumps for operation for aerations basins 1 and 2, so we're back in operation there. We got a new float operation going on at the bar screen, and it's keeping the bar screen from running 24/7. So it's really helping on the wear of the gearbox and the motor, which we've had issues with before. Jordan did a great job getting that going. We're still maintaining within all the parameters of the DEQ permit, doing good there. We've had a couple electrical issues this past month. PSO has been out on the site a couple times. They're saying they'll probably have to put in an electric meter soon. And with the warmer weather, we've had to increase the power washing down on the aeration basins and on the clarifiers. Just as it gets warm, we get more algae going on. That's about it. Any questions?
You had 2 employees, I think, I seen that, went to testing and training.
Yes, they both passed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Brad.
Thank you.
Hey, Brad, is Eric or anybody out there?
They were.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Item number 28 is adjournment.
So made.
Have a motion second. Please call roll.
Butler.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 7:52. I'd like to call the Wagoner Public Works Authority regular business meeting, June 2nd, 7:53.
Item number 1, consider approval of the minutes of May 5th, 27th, and 29th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion second. Please call roll.
Wilson.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Item number 2, consider approval or denial of claims for May 2025 to include WPWA to include numbers 187 through 208, which are manual warrants.
Discussion. Entertain a motion.
So made.
Second.
Have a motion second. Please call roll.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Item number 3 is the chairman's report.
I missed one thing in my mayor's report. And, Bob, I just want to tell you that Jordan, the animal control officer, he does a heck of a good job. That guy, I don't think he's afraid to do just about anything you ask of him. And it's truly in his heart to get them animals adopted. I'd also like to thank Larissa with What the Fluff for grooming our animals. When we were working on the shelter, she actually kept them over there for us too. So very thankful for both of them. Thank you.
Sure, that's it, for sure.
Oh, one more thing. I'd also like to thank Buddy Rose with Prestige Plumbing for coming and putting in those backflow prevention valves for us.
Item number 4, consider approval of a resolution amending and adopting the Employee Policies and Procedures Manual of the Wagoner Public Works Authority or take other action.
No action.
Item number 5, consider approval of a resolution amending and adopting the Employee Alcohol and Controlled Substance Testing Procedures Policy of the Wagoner Public Works Authority or take other action.
Discussion? Entertain a motion?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion second, please call the roll.
Wright.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Item number 6, consider approval of a resolution amending and adopting the Employee Family Medical Leave Act policy of the Wagoner Public Works Authority or take other action.
Discussion? Entertain a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Have a motion second, please call roll.
Butler.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Item number 7, consider approval of final invoice number WAG 23-06-04 in the amount of $6,975 from Infrastructure Solutions Group LLC for downtown storm sewer replacement Phase 2, Cassiver Street, or take other action.
Discussion? Entertain a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion second, please call roll.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Item number 8, consider approval of final pay application number 1 in the amount of $68,600 from Drake Construction LLC for WAG 23-06, rebid number 2, Cassiver drainage boxes per recommendation from Infrastructure Solutions Group LLC, or take other action.
Discussion? Entertain a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion second, please call roll.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Item number 9, consider ending the probation period on the following employee or take other action in the electric office, Marissa Fernandez.
Make that motion, take her off of probation. Marissa Fernandez.
Is that,
Okay.
is that, hold on, yeah.
Marissa's,
Oh, got-
yeah, that's it. Marissa's hire date was December 16th of '24. Her rate is $13 an hour. There will be no change in that rate. And I'd like to make her probation ending on June 16th, which would be her 6 months, please. And she's an excellent employee for me.
May I reword that? Consider end the probation period on Marissa Fernandez, June 16th, at the rate of $13 an hour.
Second.
Have a motion second, please call roll.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 10 is unscheduled public appearances.
None.
Item number 11 is departmental. We
Take
already
care of it,
did that.
city.
Item number 12 is adjournment.
So made.
Second.
Have a motion and second, please call roll.
Butler.
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Higginbottom.
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 7:59. I'd like to call the City of Wagoner Economic Development Authority regular business meeting, June 2nd at 8 o'clock.
Item number 1, consider approval of minutes of May 5th and 27th.
Discussion?
So made.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Wright,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Item number 2, consider approval or denial of claims for May 2025 to include WPWA number 16.
So made. Consider approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wagoner.
Yes.
Item number 3, consider accepting and approving audit for fiscal year ending 6/30/2024 for the City of Wagoner Economic Development Authority, Hood and Associates CPA, or take other action.
Is this corrections?
Pardon?
The real thing, corrections and stuff with the land and all that stuff that you ever get situated?
This is the 2024 one. That one, I think, was 2023.
No, and Hicks said that they had made a payment and then.
But they,
They paid it off Friday.
it is now paid
Oh,
off.
they now they paid
They
off.
paid it off Friday,
Yeah.
Okay,
roughly 141,000.
okay.
Yep. Sir?
Well, I'm not as good looking as Violet, but I'm here to kind of go over this. Basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, there were no findings or internal control deficiencies or anything that were noted in the report. The big thing is that I understand that it's on the modified cash basis, which means you're not reporting all of your accounts payable and things like that. It's just a little modification to the cash basis, basically. You have property and equipment, net of accumulated depreciation, but you don't have any liabilities. So overall, you had a pretty good increase. It looks like it was about $300 and some odd thousand net. You had revenue over expenses. And there's not much else that I can go over. Violet had a kind of a family emergency. She had an aunt in the hospital, so she was not able to make it. Does anyone have any questions?
Discussion?
I like the news.
Entertain a motion.
So made.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wright,
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
North.
Yes.
Item number 4 is unscheduled public appearances.
None.
Item number 5 is adjournment.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Please call roll.
Butler,
Yes.
Wagoner,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Higginbottom,
Yes.
North,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 8:03.
Take a while. Yeah. I like that bird.
Thank you. Like the wallet too.
Hey, I remember when I wanted to talk to
Probably your car, I guess.
That wasn't there. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where I lost it at.